Right, hello people. We did an episode yesterday, which was meant to be with Niall. He then said, yeah, Thursday or Friday is fine. I asked him today. He said, no, I'm at the boxing.
The quest for Niall continues.
So the quest for Niall continues. And the audio for mine and Alex's podcast didn't really go to plan. So we're back again, and we'll call this one episode 12. Because we're back with a bang. In Barbados with our main man Jacob.
Hello.
Main man Jacob.
First podcasting experience today. Yeah.
Have you never done anything of
No.
the sort of this?
No, I watch them, but not really my area.
Who's your go-to podcasters?
I'm very basic. You
Say
watch
Happy Hour.
Happy Hour.
Oh, yes.
Or,
Yes.
True. I tried to get into the mini-minute Randolph one.
Yeah.
Randolph one, but
Yeah, I haven't listened to it, but yeah.
it's just I don't really like Randolph.
Yeah. You see, I'm a bit of a faker because I don't actually really watch full podcasts. It has to be something really appealing for me to watch the full podcast. I will just watch clips.
Which would be like it's normally the guest more than the actual host that entertains you, maybe.
Yeah. Like I'll
Yes.
scroll through. I'll scroll through Joe Rogan's podcast on Spotify until I find a name I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And then I'll click on it. But I can't listen to him talk to just randoms that I've
Because
never heard of.
die-hard fans of them, aren't they?
Yeah.
And,
It is a good podcast.
Yeah.
Like, because I just think some clips, because obviously they're like the best parts of podcasts. Like, I loved Shuaige interviewed Francis Ngannou. That was sick. Do you remember he fought Cyril Gane? Well,
No.
the UFC roster main man, what the hell, I forgot his name. Big bald guy, Dana White.
Dana White,
He
yeah.
was. He really wanted Cyril Gane or whatever to win, like he just wasn't backing Francis Ngannou, and Dana White always puts the belt around the champion. Whoever wins, he'll put the belt around him, and he didn't do it. Once Francis Ngannou clearly beat him, he just didn't do it, and that's the first time ever.
Is there a reason for it, or?
Because he wanted Cyril Gane to win, and he's trying to get him booted off at UFC and stuff apparently,
Yeah.
and he just didn't want it. And True John was like, "Wait, like, aren't you annoyed about that? Like, I'd be really annoyed that he didn't do that." And he was like, "No, I'm not annoyed." And he was like, "Well, why?" Like, obviously True Jordan's thinking, "Well, like, well, you have nothing about you. Like, how are you not annoyed?" And he was like, "The reason I'm actually happy he did it because he wanted me to win, but guess what? I won." And him not putting the belt around him just shows how angry he was. So
Yeah,
really,
I do remember that.
Francis just looks the absolute don in that situation.
Sigma mindset.
Yeah,
Sigma.
Just make him look kind of like salty a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Can't accept it.
Yeah, exactly.
Shame.
and I love that. I personally like I don't know.
Yeah.
If I've annoyed
if you
someone,
made someone look salty over nothing, you've won.
Yeah, you just look.
It's like, in a way, him not having something about him made him have something about him. Just 'cause
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
It's good. Nice, yeah.
it is what it is, which I think is a brilliant mindset.
is
what it is.
For some reason, I feel like I need to get into UFC a bit more. Because
Oh,
it
it's
feels
so
like a
good.
more entertaining fight than boxing, but I just never have. I don't know.
I think.
That's a big debate now, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, I think numbers are definitely going. Well, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not overpass, and people of MMA definitely believe it will surpass boxing.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like boxing has made a return with the YouTubers getting into it.
This is
Because
true.
have you noticed YouTubers have not gone for the UFC?
I think it was just like JMX that was the only one who really tried it. but
Yeah,
never really heard
they've
anything from
all
it.
gone for boxing, and it's because at the time, and I'm guessing it's because boxing still does have the higher numbers.
True.
And I think, obviously, it's about your cup of tea, isn't it?
I also think a big part of it is that a YouTuber would rather be punched in the face
I was
than
about to say.
put in an armbar.
It's probably
Yeah.
less
By
dangerous. isn't
someone
it?
who knows
Like, it's
what
not,
they're
it's not dangerous. But
That's it. But then again, I'm obviously know more about boxing and stuff. But in a real world, if you think about it, boxing is more dangerous, really, because yes, UFC is a bit more brutal.
Mhm.
You're seeing like some of the videos you've seen where people are kicking them in the knee and he just goes.
Oh, I know.
It's stuff like that where it's like that is brutal. But when you're looking at the long term,
I'm about to say, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's anyone in UFC that's had like a major like brain injury. Like
No,
who's the one who
not
lost to?
Well, there's like, if you get punched in the back of the head, there's that. It wasn't a boxer, was he?
yeah, it was. You know
Oh, right,
about
okay.
Pritchard.
Don't know his
Aaron
name.
Pritchard. Well, yeah, he was
still
in
in
a
a wheelchair now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So I've
really
heard
sad
about the
that.
Chris Eubank thing in boxing, but like, who did he fight?
Michael
Like,
Watson.
that's the one.
There was another one. There's loads, and it's just cause boxing. I won't lie. If you've been hurt, I was always taught this. If you've been hurt, you need a poker face. You need to show, no matter what they've given you, you cannot look like you've been hurt.
Yeah.
And I think I've got a good poker face myself. But but no matter how hurt or not, you are still getting. And boxing's your jab's the most important punch, and the jab's not a power punch. It's just setting up the other punches. So.
Getting you in the spaces.
And when you're constantly every day forget about the fights, sparring, just bang, 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 jab, just jab, 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 right to the head every day. That's more dangerous than UFC, because once you get knocked down, you just straight on them and then they beat them up.
I have a theory. Might could be complete nonsense because I don't know much about it. Do you think because in MMA they are going for more parts of the body when they fight rather than just face and body repeatedly, maybe this injuries aren't as serious? Maybe
because it's like spread out.
Yeah.
You go for your legs.
And they spend a lot, and especially the wrestlers spend a lot more time on the floor, don't they?
It's not just always impact.
Yeah, and there's a lot of leg stuff.
I have obviously been learning a bit of jiu-jitsu, and it is rough, like, cause I'm a white belt, obviously, and I did this guy with this purple belt, and I'm not going to name him, but he's a bit of a knob, because he does proper fucking hard on you, and he's like a purple belt, and like, that's rough, and when I popped my leg a few months ago, and that was doing like grappling moves, that hurt. It is still rough.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Big injuries, isn't there? It must be frustrating as well, because obviously it's all sports, but you're just getting into something and then suddenly you're injured. Back to the start.
Yeah, it's more the it's not the physical pain, it's the mental.
Yeah.
Dealing with it, because you just want to do it.
Having to be out for a bit.
It's like you with racing when you did your leg.
Yeah, exactly. It was terrible.
I bet it was the more mental side of it that got to you.
Yeah. Yeah, much.
Because you just want to be back doing what you're doing.
Is that when you were speared off the track, or is this a different one?
No, this is just for my tumour.
Oh, blimey.
It took me out.
You're what?
The tumour in my leg.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Yeah, because I never got injured in a race that then put me out.
Oh, right. Okay. I forgot it was a tumour.
Yeah, it was just that. And then I came back.
Can you guys hear that noise?
Like 4 months later, and then it's one of the mics moving.
Oh.
Can't tell if it's me. I came back like 4 months after, won my first race. My first race back. It's the first race I won, and it was my first race back from injury. I think because I'd been like cleansed.
Yeah.
My mindset had been cleansed in that time.
Good return, innit? Yeah.
It's like how they used to talk about YouTube burnout.
They always come
You
back
know,
and bang out.
how people just need a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know people are on that, like, be unstoppable, but sometimes when you don't take a cup of tea and just chill out, sometimes you will just burn out and not do anything. I've recently been feeling burnt out, like, because I've just been like trying to be so productive every day. Recently, just getting out of bed sometimes and having to do this, I've just been feeling really burnt out, just not wanting to do anything.
How have you found your meditating?
Yeah, I still do that.
Still going with it?
And that's, I won't lie, if I got a big platform, I wouldn't want to just force it down someone's throat, but I would definitely be a big advocate for meditation. I think meditation, I think it is the best thing ever. I think it doesn't take away the problems, or it doesn't necessarily fix everything. It just makes you face your own problems and say it's okay, and like it's fine, it's just life, like. And then instead of being anxious about, because there's nothing wrong with it, says it's okay to be anxious, but you kind of stop being anxious because you realise it's just a problem and you don't need to be anxious about it. It still will be a worry, so it makes you see, it gives you clarification about your own thoughts.
Gives you a chance to reflect a bit, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, because meditation, when you say it, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't really bother with that. But then I actually think about it, it's not a worse idea. Just have like a few minutes. I don't know, how long do you do it for?
So when I first started, like 10 minutes was hard. I do like 5. I can do 15 now. But I don't like, it is still long. But yeah, I do like, so I just start off like 5, which minimum I do is 5. But I do like 10. But it's just because a lot of men in the world and women, especially at university and stuff, university's I've been reading a book on mindset, and it says university is absolutely diseased with people who are suffering from symptoms of depression because people at
Stress.
education and stuff,
Yeah.
and university lecturers believe and stuff like that they'll ask, "Oh, are you getting on with your work? Are you eating well? Are you thinking?" And then if you answer yes, I'm getting on with my life. Oh, then you're not depressed. No, you still are. Even though you're getting up and doing your daily activities, brushing your teeth, doing your normal stuff, you still are. And I think university, because it can be lonely, because a lot of people in university don't have someone to talk to.
So many of them. You know, about people we've met that have like hated all their flatmates, and they're like, "Where do I go now?"
Exactly.
Someone was quite lucky, but
So that's why I think meditation is something definitely that should be advocated in university, because it teaches you to be a friend with yourself and have that conversation with yourself, especially for those people who don't have many people to talk to.
Would you want complete silence when you do it though?
No, when you get into it, actually teaches you to try. It actually teaches you to, no matter what situation,
Just block
do
it
it on train.
out. So.
Because what it does, it doesn't block it out. It actually makes you aware of it.
Oh right, yeah.
Because you can't just block it. Because you can't just block things out in your life, or then you're just hiding away from your problems. So if you're doing it, and it makes you aware of any sounds that's going on, anything that's in your visual gradient, and how you feel inside. Like, it makes you focus on your breathing going in and out, and it just makes you. And then I don't know, for the rest of the day, you're more aware of your day.
What?
I think for people who just deal with it, it doesn't take anything away. It just makes you deal with things a lot more.
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world to have a bit of calm for the day. It's all stressful, seems like, but then it's important just to give yourself time, I think, in a day, rather than just always having something to do.
Yeah.
Relax.
And we're not like the reason that TikTok and all this stuff is so famous is because everyone just wants to be constantly stimulated and stuff, so they don't have to think about the problems. That's why people end up scrolling, because it's just a way of therapy.
Yummy dopamine.
Yeah, exactly. So I think meditation is good for you to. You don't always have to be stimulated, and I'm trying it. That's why I end up always deleting Instagram and stuff, because I just don't want to be stimulated by something all day.
I did actually hear a good point about that from Rotisha. We went. Someone told me, "Can you remember your TikTok you looked at 5 before in the post list?" And he's like, "No." So what's the point of you constantly looking at it all day? Because you just completely forget it immediately. Yeah. There's no point in it, really.
It's like most people can't even read like a page of a book because their attention span's now that low.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. You can read an entire thing and just go, right, I'm not taking any of that in. Back to start.
Yeah, and it's almost become a cliche to get rid of your phone if you want to be productive and everything. But it's actually just true. You're just better off without your phone sometimes.
Honestly, like, sometimes I look at like yesterday I was looking, it's a fucking curse, this phone. Just gripped into your hand, and you don't want to let go, and you're just stuck on these apps, and you just end up scrolling and seeing how better everyone's lives are and stuff. And
And you tell yourself you'll be asleep by 10, and then it's 2 in the morning and you're still on your phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Still scrolling through TikTok because you found some new thing to scroll down.
Yeah.
It's just addiction, I think. It quite literally is, in a way.
Yeah,
like
it is.
If I didn't have my phone, I'd feel like, what on earth am I going to do for the day?
Phones are a gateway drug.
Aye.
Everything has a vice. Sex. Masturbation.
Oh yeah, Jake is fully addicted to one.
It's actually a good thing to
Food. Like, everything has a vice. Everything. You can have too much of anything.
Yeah. A lot of things are good to give up, though. Like you say, like masturbation, stopping doing it is probably a good idea.
Oh no, it is.
It clears your mind.
Yeah.
100%.
1,000,000%. Because I feel like especially with people with high libidos, they'll just, if they get especially people who don't always get attention off girls, and they finally get a bit of attention, they'll just stop whatever goals they have in life just to try and talk to that person or message this girl, because it gets them a bit fucking hard. And so many things are distraction from what you actually want to do.
Oh, yeah. I think you ever like lived for someone else in a way, like all you think about is them, and therefore you're just forgetting about other things in life a lot of the time.
Not healthy at all.
No,
No.
not in the slightest.
If you can't focus on yourself, you shouldn't be focusing on others.
Yeah.
Self-care and all that.
Yeah.
And I think there's anything you do in life, there's something that is bad for it. Like, I've recently tried to become a bit more friends with myself, but you end up then sometimes pushing people away, and there's just rights and wrongs for everything, isn't there?
Yeah. It's about the balance.
Yeah.
Gotta appreciate yourself, but not love yourself.
Yes.
In that-
the balance
in
is
that
key,
sort-
right?
like,
Without like
Love yourself, but not like
Yeah, don't be licking your
you
eye.
can't put yourself above.
Yeah, don't put yourself
Others,
above completely above
No,
others.
no,
But
no.
then again, if you're not your best friend, you're on the best.
It is all about balance, really.
Yeah.
I think people don't realise how important balance is in a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
It's just like you can't be a complete arsehole on one side, but then you can't just not care about yourself whatsoever. It's just not a good idea.
No, you're completely right there because I keep seeing that like, Hamza on YouTube.
Is he one of those like self-care?
Yeah,
Yeah.
self-improvement.
I think I know who you're talking.
Well, he goes on about how a lot of people, get gym and go to gym and get, pretty ripped and stuff, and then they gain these egos and stuff, and then they quickly learn people with egos start to lose a lot of friends and stuff and attitude. So, like I said, you can get, improve your skin and everything, but you still need to keep your friends.
Yeah, I'm all for like if you're in a bad spot, go to the gym.
Yeah.
It like gives you some time to focus on. It's like any other goal. It's not like it's singled out. Like racing for me took my mind off anything I was thinking about before. It was just that, and I feel like that's what people do with gym.
Yeah.
Which is good. But then again, you've got to have that balance, because if you just encase yourself in that world, it's like being on your phone all day. You're blocked out from the outside world.
1,000,000%. I remember I'd gone from training boxing like every week and just doing it my whole life, and then I don't know what, I got to 15 and I just like it was like a relationship. I just didn't like it. I didn't want to see anything of a gym. It's like I don't know. And then because I didn't realise, obviously I was at such a young age, I didn't realise how many suppressed emotions I was getting out in the gym. I got back and I was like noticing, it was like I noticed my emotions for the first time.
Blimey.
And
It's quite
obviously I
wild.
wasn't going to the gym, and I just didn't know how to deal with them. I was like, what even is this? It's like I didn't know, because I'd just get all of it out in the gym, and I never even realised I was doing it. And I'd gone from not to training like 4 times a week to nothing, and then all these like thick emotions where I'd realise, and that were a weird time for me.
It's a good release. It definitely is a good release to go there. But in a way, I don't want someone to always just be sad as then a reason to go. You kind of want to be happy doing exercise as well, not just being completely miserable, and that's the reason you're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because then it becomes like your only motivator.
Yeah.
Because then you'll think of gym as the only place where you get sadness out, and really you should be enjoying it.
Yeah, because it's not a medicine. It's something that's already good.
There was a podcast on that actually. A guy came out and said you shouldn't actually like put a reward system into things, because a reward system's not always good. Because he said they did a test with these kids, and these kids love doing art. They love doing art. They never wanted anything. They're just like, oh, Mum, can I have some paper? I want to draw.
Yeah.
And then they did a test with them, and these were all art-loving kids. And they said, oh, okay, every time you draw, I'll give you a piece of chocolate. But they never needed to do that, did they?
No.
They never needed to give them a reward or some money. But then after a few weeks of doing that, every time they drew, they do it. And before they'd never needed anything to draw. They just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But then after a few weeks of giving them chocolate every time, then they stopped giving them the chocolate. It was like, oh, can you draw?
Suddenly
But we're not
it's
going to give
task.
any
It's
chocolate.
like
Or
enjoying
yeah,
it now.
suddenly it became task. And they're like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not drawing. Suddenly out of nowhere, because they're not getting a reward, even though before they didn't need it,
Yeah.
they're like, no, I don't want to draw now. So a reward system isn't always the best thing. Because then when if you go to the gym, you're like, oh, I'll reward myself with
Creates
this.
incentive.
Yeah.
That's for me. Like, if you were going to the gym just to release anger, and then suddenly you're really happy, would you stop going because you've got no reason to achieve it anymore? But like, you've got to remember the reason you're there is to improve your body, not all for the. It's a good thing, but it's got to be think about it as well.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. I think I have such a hyperactive mind. Like, if I'm not keeping my brain active or doing things, I can go in a right foggy state, so I just can't focus on anything. So it's more not just doing things because gets rid of things because I have to. Because if I don't, then I can just end up doing nothing.
Before I'd left for uni, I wasn't being very productive. I wasn't in a great spot.
Yeah.
I started going to the gym all the time and counting my calories, focusing on my food and how active I was constantly. But it just became everything I thought about. The moment I got into uni life, made new mates and everything, came to a new town, suddenly I'm walking to uni every day and doing something I actually like. I completely stopped counting calories. I didn't even know I had stopped. I stopped counting steps.
Yeah.
Because suddenly I'm productive doing what I like and I'm enjoying my time.
Amazingly, a fresh start can be so useful sometimes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's just it seems like such a scary thing. Everyone built up to uni, like, oh my word, it's happening, it's getting closer. Then you get thrown in with loads of other people that don't know what's going to happen, and suddenly it's all right.
Yeah, you're all in the same boat.
Many people. Isn't it?
And I think some people, like my mate, I remember he was saying he has such aspirations because he was like relating himself to like Billie Eilish and stuff. He was like, look where she is at this age, or look at where Jude Bellingham is at 19 and stuff. And it's like, you do realise it's not always the best thing to achieve early. And I'm not disregarding Jude Bellingham's an absolute ball and he's worked hard his whole life. People don't realise they spend 90 minutes on the pitch, but they don't realise the work they put behind it. And Billie Eilish, she does an hour performance, but the work behind it is the real work. But it's not always best to go like famous early, is it? Look at.
I was going to say Noel Gallagher was famous at 27, so you don't have to run into it when you're a teenager, do you?
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. Simple Simon is already dead, and he's just got famous.
It's come out of nowhere as well. That's the thing, I think that's the thing with the internet as well. You can literally just become famous doing anything now. It's just the luckiest thing.
Yeah, I think you will. It's not. Definitely, people can be lucky, but I think
it's hard work as well.
Well, getting famous off podcasting would be pretty great.
Yes, it would.
I'm not insinuating anything.
Fucking make me famous.
But if you want to send this podcast to everyone you know,
please do.
That would be sick.
I think we want a fucking job that pays well, alright? We want a bright future.
I'm only doing this if I'm getting paid now.
I don't want to live on the street.
Hey, I've given you a cherry apes bun, so that's your payment for
happy
today.
Days. There we go. It's incredible though. You literally just turn up at uni. You already. Well, I mean, been 2 months, but like you've already managed to work this out and start a podcast.
I think it's so sick that we can take advantage of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I know people just go to uni and see it as a let's just get drunk every night and do stuff, but really, like we've got this for free. Like we were talking about this yesterday. Like people don't realise what universities can do for you sometimes.
It's when I did a tour of it, I was like, oh bloody hell, they got that, and they got iPads in this drawer, and they got this room with a studio room.
Yeah, I never did that at all. I've got no idea what else there is. I know there's like green screen rooms and stuff, which is pretty sick.
There's like a soundproof room as well.
What do you reckon we could do with the green screen room?
We could do so much.
Just a million Phoebes behind us. Sue!
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, it's quite bad.
That was your first thought when you thought of green screen.
Just a million Phoebes. This chair, what? Oh!
Probably leaning. I just dragged one in. This was alright. I've been sitting on this for 3 hours when the proceeded gone straight same one.
Imagine if we put him in front of the green screen wearing that.
Oh,
just gone.
Yeah, just
a floating head with 2 hands.
Oh, that photo of him in the glass in the pub is fucking hilarious.
The what?
Behead Michael.
Yeah, Eleanor discovered my TikTok today.
Oh, mine just come up randomly. I just saw it. I was like, oh, that's me. Didn't really realise why you were filming. I know that sort.
Oh yeah, when you commented, because your name's actually your fucking name, Chum Drum, and I was like, oh, Jake's commented, and then I thought it was just some randomer called Chum Drum who just commented on my thing. No, it's him.
Oh.
With Obama Prism as its profile picture.
I was so confused.
Did your dad ever look at your Twitter with the name Big Wang Dan on it?
Yeah, just followed it. Sorry, Dad.
I'm thinking when we go famous, obviously.
Of course.
When?
So I'm thinking of just writing a song for Oasis.
Okay.
And I'll call it Don't Be Twats,
right.
Let's Be Friends. So then, Don't Be Twats, Let's Be Friends.
Together.
No, not us guys. Him and Noel can get back together.
That's what I mean.
Then they can have a fucking concert and then we'll get free tickets.
Ooh,
just why? It's over like a fruit basket or something. Them two.
It's because of a clothing brand. He wanted to flog it in the tour and he said no. And then they started.
What, is that Pretty Green?
Yeah. He basically wanted to advertise it in their touring programme and he was like, pay me then. And he was like, no. And then it was like, it fell out after that. But tell you why you can't do that, because you're going to be busy with your other music project coming in Scarborough.
Coming in Scarborough.
I've been coming to Scarborough. Now it's a fish and chips.
Completely serious music program.
Oh, we've got the other one. Hit single meow.
Meow 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 meow
Meow,
meow
meow,
meow meow.
I mean, I'm struggling to see how we're not going to go famous.
Exactly.
But
So
that,
Travis
just imagine being at an Oasis concert.
Fuck it. I was saying to him, there's a Noel Gallagher one coming up near me, but it's just a shame it's not quite the same, you know?
Yeah, I only know like one of Noel Gallagher's songs.
Yeah.
There is an Oasis imitation band in Derby.
Oh, yeah?
A what?
Yeah.
A fuck imitation.
Yeah, but at least it's nearby.
Well, I guess we're not going.
Idea shut down.
I was really excited.
Fucking hell, you should have gone to, when I went to go see my brother, there was 2 bands who exactly, they thought there was Liam.
Oh.
They're like, he was like, yeah mate, doing chin thing. Yeah mate, we're called British Trouble.
Oh.
I'm here to sing a few songs. Don't you think this fucking venue shit? And I was like, you're a twat. Why don't you want
Whole
people to
personality.
like you? Like,
Maybe.
yeah, I swear to God.
Don't really want to know.
He had a song. He's like, fucking hell me. And what are you doing? Be yourself.
I mean, literally, Supersonic says, I need to be myself. He's just
I need
completely
to
nicked it.
be
Yeah,
myself.
something.
Well, like I say, Liam, like, boo-hoo, Liam got there first. He created
Yeah.
that person.
Oh, he's a personality. Isn't
and
yeah.
made an absolute.
And it's just great.
I'd love to do what Liam did. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
what an absolute. Well, he is also kind of a bellend, but I love him.
But it's
That is the
personality thing.
embodiment of England, and I love it.
Yeah.
But you've got a bit of personality, a really good songwriter, and what was a really good singer. Don't know if it's debatable now, but I think that's not a bad combination.
Good singer in his
Noel,
own way.
Noel was a good singer.
Yeah.
Noel was a good
Noel's
singer.
got a great voice.
Noel's got an amazing voice.
If I Had a Gun, unreal song. I don't know. I got into it. I did get into it
It
eventually.
is very, very good.
But no.
But
I need to branch out the music taste, I think. It's always been a big problem of mine. You find one song and then suddenly it's like, ooh.
you know what it is? You know what it was? I find myself not liking a lot of music, but then I'll literally force myself to like it, and it'll end up becoming like they're my favourite band ever. The Cortinas I didn't like when I first heard it.
I didn't used to like Arctic Monkeys.
Exactly, but you kind of like force yourself to listen to it, and now Cortina's like my favourite band ever. I love Cortinas.
Arctic Monkeys really puts me off because of how famous. Is it Do I Want to Know? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Because of that's the only one. It feels like, oh, that's just what it is. But everyone says how good they are.
Well,
They
have
are
you listened to
really,
the
really
other
good.
albums? Because that personally, my sister played that album every fucking week
You get
in
sick
car.
of it,
Is
yeah.
that AM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
See,
I am
think-
also sick of that album. But
I
listen
think it's
to
good.
yeah, of course it's good.
But like Fluorescent Adolescent, beautiful.
I think the two
505
best
is
albums
beautiful.
are favorite, Worst Nightmare, and Worst whatever people say. I forgot. That's what I'm not. So those 2 albums. Have you listened to them, Jack?
No, I know the album cover, but
Listen to both them albums.
Yeah.
You like every single song.
Was it you that hates
Coldplay.
Yes.
what's that? Wait, what's that one?
Sam Fender.
No,
I hate
it's
Sam Fender.
it's the Arctic Monkeys song. I really like it. It's on the same album as Mardy Bum. I forgot what.
Oh, whatever people say, I'm not. What, like
Yeah.
Riot Van and stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, really? Do you not like
To be see,
the?
Yeah, you
I bet
don't like
look
when the
good
sun
on-
goes down, do you?
do I know it?
They say it changes when the sun
Sun
goes down. They say it changes when the sun goes down. Or is it not that you
Yeah, I
don't
don't think I
like?
know
When the
it.
sun goes down.
Uh,
Honestly, Jay, you would
Yeah, I think I was-
love that.
Do
album.
you know it's weird, right? Nowadays it takes me longer to get into music, but when I was younger, I don't know how much you listen to Nirvana. Immediately, I listened to like one. Oh, I fucking hate that song.
Yeah, I
Only
think it's
because, only because it kept getting played on my flat on repeat, so you don't even
Right.
get sick of
Oh,
it.
fair.
Like when I was younger, I got shown Nirvana by my dad, and I was obsessed with that album for probably about.
Yeah,
a
but
year, and then I got
Nirvana.
sick
Yeah,
of
but
it.
Nirvana. Their music is catchy. They are
It's great.
unreal.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's an unreal album, but it's just because I listened to it so much. Whereas now, it just takes longer for me to get into it.
I don't know. That's weird for me because a lot of the music my dad played, I fucking hated.
Oh, did ya?
But now I like because
Yeah.
like he played Simple Minds every night, and I fucking hated Simple Minds. But obviously now you realise what some
My-
of these
my
Simple
taste-
Minds are obviously incredible.
My taste used to be like, it still is a bit heavily influenced by my parents, mostly my dad. But obviously now there's a lot of bands that are kind of doing retro.
Yeah, a lot
Like,
of people are doing
A lot of
some shit.
alternative and indie music now is sort of using old music.
I think
it
because
just
I was
sounds
talking to Neve about this, and she was, I think she talks to me because she knows a lot about music, and I think she was basically saying I don't really understand it.
Right.
But she's saying there's going to be like an evolution of music. I didn't really get what she was saying. She was saying there was going to be like a mix of rap and thingy, but then I was like, is that just a mix-up and not an evolution? I don't know. She needs to describe it to me again. Apparently there's going to be a new absolute evolution of music, which I don't know what and how it's going to be. I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
We've already got new wave.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I don't think we're going to lose rock.
No, she's not saying they're going to lose it.
I just think it's not. Rock's not as big anymore as it was in like the 80s.
No, but
I wish it was.
It's just changing.
Yeah.
It's just changing.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Like, it's not
grime
like
came, didn't
hard
it?
rock.
Because a lot of songs now are just marketing strategies. It's who can put in a short little thing. Yeah, baby, rap, blah, blah, and then it's a fucking song. So
Also,
a lot of music in the top charts is shite nowadays.
A lot of stuff you can't really just put into words. It's just what sonically gives you the most dopamine when it enters your ears. You know, like Steve Lacy's new album, I think, is so good.
Yeah, but obviously
Every
I'm kind of
song on
bored of
that
it now.
album's amazing. I just like every single
I
song
know
on that
one of
album.
them.
So good.
But I feel it's kind of annoying because a long time ago, I just hate all modern music, but then I don't. It's just
Yeah, I used to be like, oh, new music, man.
yeah. I mean, I still don't like a lot of it.
Yeah,
a lot of it
same.
go like, for God's sake, like, come on now. But maybe in
like-
time we'll find something new.
I listened to The Weeknd the other day, and I was thinking,
You two
this
don't like The
guy's
Weeknd.
absolutely shit.
Do you not have?
Exactly.
No,
I wasn't until I had a friend who was obsessed with it. Like you know, obviously sometimes you get sick of it, but I listened to it so much I kind of had to become a fan. And I sort of did. I listened to like all different albums, and he's not my favourite. It's not like
I don't think he's that bad, but I just
No.
think he's so bland.
it's
A couple alright songs.
His older songs I think are better. I sound like a cliche thing. Older songs are better now, but
A lot of artists' first stuff is just their best though, and then they just get
Really?
worse as it just becomes a money thing.
potentially Oasis.
Obviously, is this because everything is getting more inclusive nowadays? Everything is getting more inclusive nowadays. Everyone can do anything. We'll look at the amount of people who are going famous and earning good money off podcasts and stuff. There's a lot more. I feel like there's a lot of rich people nowadays who are earning money off media sort of thing, because anyone can be involved in the media nowadays. But is that the reason why a lot of music stuff is like not as good as it used to be? Because back in the day, if you were famous, you worked hard and you've been selected by a very expertised promoter who's noticed your talent, and it's not as inclusive to get famous and stuff, and a lot of people work in the normal 9 to 5s. And was that why music back then was a lot more better?
Maybe, I think because you've got the internet that just allows a lot of people to get on Spotify. Streaming's a massive one, whereas back in the day you had to be like a popular with a lot, and then you'd have records.
Yeah, you
kind
had to get a record label.
I kind of wish I lived more in the era of the CDs and the albums, and CDs and albums, I think, and the vinyls and all that. Just seems nicer. I don't know.
It does, but then it's like, was it a bit more like animalistic back then? Because we see a lot of things like, would you want to live in that environment?
No. Some people go like, "Oh, I'd love to live in the 80s." I wouldn't, just based on what we have now. But it would just there's elements that are good.
there's elements that make
that are nice.
that
Yeah,
make you want to go back.
again, it goes back to our point. There's bad and good things about everything.
Absolutely.
And back then, like literally, when I was born, I was talking about Romania. Like 13 years before I was born, there were people shot dead in a thing for protesting communism.
Like I would love to go back to the 60s for like the psychedelic era of music, and
He's just addicted to weed.
yeah, I just do LSD every day. No, but like that's also cool, and the Beatles and all that. That era was just sick.
Yeah.
Even the cars and what people wore. But then you actually think about going back.
You think how fucked it
Just-
is.
Oh, we live a lot easier life.
The
now.
progressed world is just
Yeah. And I think today is a lot more like, but then we say it's more safe, but you never know. But I don't know. But then I hate this like media sort of world as well. Your brain's always
The
active
bubble.
nowadays.
the
you know.
bubble world.
You wouldn't have had the opportunity to do this for starters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you're not a professional radio DJ, not a chance.
You're not a chance.
Yeah.
Like it's a privilege now, but imagine how wealthy and you'd have to be so well off
To
back
get
then
something
to get
like this, and we're getting this for free.
Like
Yeah.
when this all like this is stuff only big music producers would have had.
Yeah.
What,
Oh, yeah.
30 years ago?
The vanilla radio is mad. When did the podcast wave start happening? Was it more like 10 years ago, or?
I think
I
it
don't
started
know.
making its mark 10 years ago.
Yeah, and they've started getting mainstream with younger people in the last like 3 years even.
That's the thing, because once young people get that access to it,
Yeah.
It just became a period where everyone on like YouTube wanted to become a boxer. Everyone wants to start their own podcast sort of thing. It's a new wave.
Yeah.
It's always a new wave.
People-
I mean, on Spotify you can watch podcasts now
Yeah.
with
Okay.
video, which
Yeah.
I love. I think it's great like
I don't know,
that.
you can watch it.
Because you can have
That's-
them in a playlist as well. You can have
Yeah.
them with your music in a playlist, I think. So
Ooh.
then if you click next song, suddenly you've got the video of the podcast going.
And obviously, because we're such a video engrossed, generation, people need, because like I said, I was saying earlier, a lot of people who do watch podcasts are a bit lonely sometimes, and
Yeah.
they just feel like they're in a conversation. Like going back to what I was saying about how people are just lonely at university and stuff. They just feel like they're in a conversation with someone.
Yeah, especially if it's something you're interested in.
Yeah.
I mean, I think True Geordie used to do some on Christmas because he knew people would be lonely. Something to listen to. It's just a nice thing to do, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what I was going to say now. My brain's gone. He'll come back to me.
He's on the
I
verge,
always
Alex.
do
He's
that.
on the verge of
No,
coming.
no.
we have this theory.
No.
He's actually a lot better now.
We can't bring this back.
We have this theory, right?
Oh, I've only just remembered why we used to say it.
Because we won't be able to get his words out. Because he's a lot better now.
No.
Because you're just in a different space.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think you've improved a lot, Risa, but
Yeah.
maybe it's because you were nervous or something.
Yeah, I
think
think
Don't say improved. It's not a bad thing.
no.
No.
I'm sure I can be-
But
I
it's
can
like
be
you're doing less of it, and he stood like, and then we'd ask him a conversation. He'd be like Jake, and be like, me and Ask him with there. That he's just on the verge of coming. Every living second of his day, he's just on the verge of orgasm. He just has a constant hard on,
rubbing himself up constantly.
but never ever has the orgasm.
He just edges himself all day.
Oh, no, I'm like on the verge of saying something and I would just forget it. Or I just mumble my words. Get the point across.
Yeah,
quickly.
like the first few weeks of knowing Jake, it was just like, this guy is on a different planet.
Yeah.
We were in the
At
queue of
all
Alton Towers. I was going to make a point and my brain literally forgot how to speak. I literally was standing up.
He's just constantly coked up. It's amazing.
Oh dear.
Him and Kara are fucking duo. aren't they?
Yeah.
To be fair, no, I'm glad that more people in our class are actually starting to say a bit more.
Yes.
No, it was just us four.
Yeah, but it was cool seeing Zach out and everything. Matt
Zach's a
talks
don.
loads now.
Oh,
Hmm?
Matt's always involved now.
yeah.
I
Which
love
is
that.
cool.
It's weird because you kind of want everyone to be involved. I don't really. I
Yeah.
quite like our class. We don't have like a complete.
Oh, except for Kieran. Kieran's a prick.
Fuck Kieran.
I'm joking.
In case he's
Joking,
listening.
I love you,
Fuck
Kieran.
But no, like there's not one in there in that class. I go, Bellend, you know. So
Yeah, no.
Finally.
Yeah, other than you, I actually like more or less like everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like,
Other than Jacob.
no one can be as good as me. No, that's a shame. But I think it's the first class I've ever had where I've not despised someone.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
only took
Yeah,
19
in,
True.
in
fucking
school,
years.
it was just every single year.
Every
there was,
person's
like, 5
fucking
people I
cretin.
fucking hated.
It's probably because people matured, maybe. But you just have that little.
That's
Yeah,
him, but
but-
some people don't mature, and at our age, they are still the exact same they were in school.
It's amazing.
I met a lad. I'm not going to call him out. I saw him in a club, and I'd not seen him in ages. And we were just out, and I'd lost my mate, so I was just like, "Where the fuck are my mates?" And I saw him. He was like, "Michael," and I was like, "Yo, what are you saying?" And then he was just like, "Yeah, I'm out tonight." I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, it'd been like 3 years, and he was like, what's your number?" I was like, "What?" And he was like, I was like, "Oh, my phone number, Johnny." And he was like, no, like, "How many birds have you shagged?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He was asking like what my body count was, just like because he was
Second
obviously an
question.
egotistical thing. He felt sick because
It's actually a really important question.
yeah. And I was like, not many really. I've just like, I've got a girlfriend now, and you know what I mean. I probably won't tell you. and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've shagged bears now." I was like, like, I'm not gonna act like I wasn't that way. There was a time where I got very included in that sort of masculinity thing. Obviously, it's just not good, is it? And when I got away from that, I realised how kind of pathetic it is sometimes.
It's always a good thing, is it?
And he was just so proud of. And it's just like,
Wow.
just grow up, mate.
Nice. No. I mean, I think my dad said something about like how he had a friend, like, and they used to like do like childish things, and he didn't see him for years, and he was still doing them. And it's like,
Yeah,
bloody hell, no one changed.
Yeah.
No one changed at all.
yeah. Because my dad used to be in like, well, he was never in the Bradford ointment, but he used to be like, go around with them. And I think he were like walking, and obviously he'd fully left that part of his life, and he was walking my brother and his sister home. My brother were like 5 at the time, my sister were like 3 or whatever. And they were like, police were like holding the with like barriers in the back, and then my dad noticed him, and his mate noticed him, and he was walking his kids home, and he was still getting pushed back by police at the age of like 30 odd, in the Bradford Enlightenment. It's just that guy obviously reflecting on his life there.
Yeah. And really.
Yeah, I mean, half the 30-year-olds in the hideout.
Oh, by
Just cretins to be around.
I was trying to explain to someone, they were like, oh, it won't be busy in the hideout because people still have lectures. Like, you do realise it's not just people at uni that go there. Like, you have some people
What
like
are you
40,
on about? Who the
45.
fuck said that?
It is 30-year-old men whose farts smell like rotten eggs and are cheating on their women.
Jesus Christ, he stunk.
Bloody
There was a
hell.
Donny stood next to us in a pink vest. Sorry if you noticed us, but you fucking reeked.
Fucking
I pulled a face to you,
mank.
like, I was like, did you not smell that?
I
Yeah,
actually
mate,
couldn't
wasn't
smell
just-
it at first, but
Entire group on my right were like that.
You just don't do it. Someone got taught when I was like 5 when I'd be in a pub, just don't let rip
Yeah.
in the middle of the thing.
Not
Bless
if you
ya.
smell like that.
Right. But it's been a good day, England, to be fair.
yes,
Really, very good.
I think should be. Is it Senegal we've got?
Senegal.
I
should-
think we win.
Do we,
If we don't win them,
do we all
well,
think-
no, not well.
But
If
I
we don't
jinx
win
everything.
confidently,
yes. I've got, see, this is going to come back to bite me in the arse, but I've got a feeling that we're going to somehow beat France in the quarter-final and then just lose a semi-final, just because it'd be typical. You get past France, then you beat, I think it's probably
Do we have France in the quarters if they win?
if they beat Poland. And we ought to win as well, but I've got a feeling, I don't know, hopefully we go all the way, but
let's do it.
it's not. Can't be too optimistic, really.
I just hope because like it'd be sick because we've went from semis to the final in Euros.
Yeah, this is the
to
time.
winning
Oh,
the final time.
It can't be an England-France final.
No. Oh yeah, you're losing someone at least one on the quarter-final. You could lose both in the round
Yeah,
of
so I
16.
don't get my £85 guaranteed by the final.
No.
Oh, that's shit.
Joke's on you. When it's
Hopefully
Senegal,
you get
Poland.
an England win because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like 2 wins. England get to win and you win money.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
If England win-
we got sweepstake and I got Saudi Arabia and Belgium, which
Oh, you're both
shit. And then they're both out now, aren't they? And
Mm.
he got England and France. That's amazing.
Pretty sick.
Like if France win, obviously it's not good for us. But if England win, he gets to win money as well,
Yeah,
and
if
have the
England-
glory of England winning.
Yeah. If I wasn't making £85, I'd be ecstatic with England winning.
Good
I'm
news is
making
though,
£85 anyway.
if England lose the final, we can laugh at him.
Yeah,
Silver lining.
yeah, we have someone to blame.
Don't laugh at you, we're a nation. Just laugh at Alex because he's lost
Yeah,
money.
you-
Alex is a twat.
You might play Argentina in the final. That's my team in the sweepstake. Well, that'd be stressful.
Are Belgium out?
And that last
If
night.
if we lost to Argentina in
lost.
the final, I'd be depressed for a very long time,
But you'd have the Messi silver.
and
lining.
then I would completely
happy,
switch
but-
sides and be very happy.
I mean, I could still give me money in for that, but yeah, no, I have to see. I'm never that optimistic with these things, but I'm just kind of taking it as it goes.
Yeah. It's might be coming home.
Coming home.
That'd be very nice.
I fucking love it. But the Hellboy's done 47 minutes. Very good, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Could easily do like 4 hours of
Do you know what?
Joe Rogan's a 3 hours, you know.
I've listened to one 3-hour podcast ever. It was like there was someone called David Icke, and he was on True Geordies, and he was just talking about conspiracy theories. It was just quite fascinating because they're
Yeah,
probably
conspiracy
complete all
theories.
waffle.
I could not listen.
No,
to
it's
him for
fascinating
3
because he doesn't just say it; he actually backs up some points. To be fair to him,
who is this again?
It's called, what? Who was on True Geordies?
No, who's the guy that you just mentioned?
He's called David Icke.
David Icke, right? Okay.
He's
I don't
spelled
know
it.
that.
My favourite podcast ever was probably Brian Cox on Joe
Brian
Rogan.
Cox is cool.
Such a good podcast.
Brian Cox talks like an arsehole sometimes, but no, he's not an arsehole.
I love him.
He just talks like a cretin sometimes. But then he's also amazing. Let's talk about the Quadrum Collider.
Do you reckon we can get,
I'm gonna see how many stellars
You actually
can
do
go
that
down
really
my
well.
fucking throat. And see how I can get smashed like a
Let's talk
fucking
about
Quadrum
particle
Collider.
Oh my.
And his hairdo as well. But I've got a topic we can talk about. What's that? Women's thoughts on a leader in a group.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What is that theory?
Right, so essentially, I'm the leader of our group,
Oh, you bollocks.
so I feel like I've got the best. I can give the best insight on this.
You can't even lead your own penis.
As a woman.
As a woman.
Sorry, God.
As a woman.
As a woman, I have the best voice on this.
As a woman, I think Bracken's the leader.
Fucking fine. We love it.
It's just the dumbest theory ever. And if a group does have a leader, then that is a weird group.
Yeah, but
or
But-
primary schools.
There are sheep in the world.
Yes.
I could have a rant.
Probably
on
only
There are
people.
dogs and there
I
are
could,
sheep.
I could rant for this for so long.
There are
don't think
people
for
who
themselves.
follow,
Yeah.
and there are people who lead.
Wow,
But there is not a leader of a friend group.
If you went for the stereotypes, do you think it's because, you know, like in like the wild, a female will look for the alpha male? Maybe that's why in a group they want to look for the leader who's attractive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, they
more
don't want
masculine
the
figure.
guy whose mates are above him.
True.
Really helpful when I'm the shortest out of us three.
Yeah, we don't mean anything.
Yeah.
You're not Kieran, are you?
Yeah, Kieran. Sorry, mate. You're a bit. All I'm gonna say is a shit dude.
He's just
Well, he's on his 18th, isn't he?
This is 18th. Is he only 18?
Oh, he's on about his body count, I think.
Oh, didn't know that.
Right.
Or 19.
So I think he's not on the 20 yet. I don't know.
He's more than me, to be fair.
Kind of mid, not being on 20.
Not in trouble digits.
Um,
No. I don't. I just kind of see it as a friend group. It's not like we're all following one person. We're not following. Fuck off. Can't be bothered yet.
well, I feel like we're constantly arguing about what we want to do because we're all quite. No, I don't want to fucking do that. Although we did kind of bully you into this, so.
True.
Yeah, you did
Nah,
get
because
dragged
only
here.
because I was like, as soon as you said it's not a Kettleston, I was like, fucking result. Because I wanted to do it. I did want to do it because I was almost didn't want to be like, no, I can't do it today. You're like, well, fuck you then. You're never doing it. I was like, I want to get involved at some point.
But it's good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that we have this. It's just
Unreal.
insane.
Yeah, we need to take advantage. A
Mm.
$1,000,000%. And get famous.
Yeah,
Go on.
easy. If we do it enough,
Make us
we'll just get famous.
famous, please.
Yeah.
I
Do
want
it
a
for
platform.
us. Do it for Barbados.
Yeah. Don't do it for yourself.
Mm.
Think about us. Think about other people for the first time in your lives. You twats. Yeah, you listen to this to occupy yourselves, aren't you?
Yeah, you silly, selfish cretins.
How to build an
Make
audience.
us famous. Yeah, we might be thinking about ourselves in this moment, but that's fine.
We're the leaders of the group.
Yeah, we're the
Exactly,
leaders
we're
of
the
this
leaders
audience.
of this group.
Oh, that's good.
I think, yeah.
We are above you.
You're
in
a
every way.
stupid little cretin.
You're not.
Oh.
You're not above us.
I'm actually not part of this conversation.
How are you doing, Jake?
Oh, worse since I've been sitting with him.
Don't you just hate Alex?
Yeah.
Look at his stupid little polo. Ooh, I have 2 stripes. Fuck off. Let's just violate Alex.
Oh, I don't know if he thinks of title. Can we have Alex storms out of the podcast room? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's quite-
Make a
That's
scene.
it.
Make a scene.
Yeah.
Smash him. Run out.
Well, then we take that clip and it goes viral.
Yeah, let me.
I'm
Come
not
on, do it.
joking. That is.
Oh, do you know,
Okay, no,
that's a great way to get into a podcast, like podcast views. Storming out seems to be
Oh, yeah,
just
it's just-
well.
Right, I think we should do this. We haven't got enough seats, but we need to like do that Tinder thing. Like we should just swap. You two to swipe girls on Tinder,
Right.
and then instead of trying to hit them up and flirt with them and stuff, just ask them to come on a podcast, and then we'll just question them on like why did you select us, and then we'll all have like really black and white suits on with glasses on.
Sunglasses.
We'll be like welcome in, and we can get Kieran in a black and white suit. He can be like the security guy, like check their ID and shit.
Kieran,
Right.
security guard.
Yeah, it's just funny, isn't it? He's quite wide. So. Okay. No, not in that sense.
Oh my.
Fuck off.
Noted. Michael Fat Shames. Good.
No.
You're a disgrace. Cancel him.
No. Just
This episode is called Michael Fat Shames Kieran.
Kieran, I'm sorry, babe. You're beautiful. Oh, and Rakin and Kieran could be the bodyguard. That'd be fun.
Yes.
Can we get Matthew involved? Matthew, yeah. He'd be good with it.
We need Matthew
You know what?
on the podcast.
Matthew
Yeah.
is probably a good person for moving on stories, like
Oh,
saying
he's like,
stuff.
he's like 47. I
move
bet he's
on.
got so many
Exactly.
sick
Or
stories.
if someone's
Yeah.
speaking too much, you can be like, right, what's your opinion? What's your
Mm.
opinion? So he'd be a very good invigilator, a referee of the podcast.
He already does that in class, yeah.
I think you'd have a good podcast if you had him on for life stories. He's not that old, but like he's a bit more.
He's going to be
experienced
offended.
than
Listen to this.
us. Yeah, you're
He's
50,
not gonna
You're
listen to
58.
Matt's 30, you know.
That is 30.
But
Imagine though him being like the referee for a debate. Though it would be quite a good idea.
He's not got time to listen to this, though. He's got like 4 kids to look after.
I don't know. He doesn't have a job. So he doesn't have a job, you know. He just
No.
does this.
Who used to be Pete?
He's living off his.
I like the class.
No.
You got a special guest for everyone in the class. To be fair, that's like 15 episodes.
Yeah.
Happy days. Someone's got an interesting
Who
story.
would be the least interesting?
Ooh.
That's really offensive. No offense, Ben, but I think the only thing you'd have to come up with is football.
Maybe, but no, because I think there's something more to people. Like, you said like Gabriel's a bit mystery. People are a bit mysterious. We don't really know a lot about them.
We could get Darren on.
You should have subtitles underneath.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. That's really fucking mean.
No, I love Darren. I love all of them. But
That's really mean.
you said you were going to say it.
Yeah, but you actually did.
No, to be fair, I do understand him. To be fair, I know 2 Northern Irish, one I do not understand. Yeah. It's actually accents is another one. People always say like the Manchester accent they don't understand, the Yorkshire accent they don't understand. I can understand you quite clearly. Maybe it's because I'm used to it, but I don't see.
I think my Yorkshire accent used to be a bit stronger, to be honest. When I first went to Birmingham, a lot of people were like, "What did you say? What are you saying?" And then I never told you, but I once joined like this MTK academy in Manchester before I went to uni, and it was like this boxing thing. But I basically realised it was like basically another college degree, and I could just get there with university, so I quickly quit. And I went there, and people from Manchester couldn't understand what I was saying. Really? Like a lot of them really struggled to understand me. I think my general vocabulary, and I think I'm a lot more confident and stuff, so I'm a bit more clearer. So I think I just project words better now. But back then some people just didn't understand me at all.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, there's little things like, oh no, it's an accent because I'm used to it. You say like, you won't say the a lot of the time.
Go to the shop.
But I don't see it's not clear. But Scotland have it. Actually, no, I do know one person from Yorkshire. Like, I've generally met him like for like the past 7 years. Still cannot have a clue what he's saying. Like, it's difficult.
Where's he from?
He's from just outside Sheffield, apparently. But I don't know where.
The South Yorkshire accent's not even that.
I know.
harsh.
No, but it's just normal. The rest of them I can, but it's just him. I ain't got a bloody clue.
The South Yorkshire accent's quite light.
Before I came here for uni, I had not heard the word scran.
No.
Scran?
Never.
As if?
I hate. No, my dad doesn't know the word scran.
Well,
Your dad?
I haven't lived here, so.
Because we say scoff. Okay, a bit of scoff.
Bit of scoff.
And I just forgot and said scran. He said, what's
I feel
scran?
like I know most slang in the UK. Obviously, someone's going to shoot someone at me, but I don't know.
I've got a lot of slang from my dad, but I'd never heard scran before I came here.
That's mad. As if.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Ghana are going out.
Ronaldo has got a 5.9 rating right now.
Yeah,
and that makes me very
Portugal
happy.
are drawing to South Korea, and Ghana are 2-0. No, Ghana are 2-0 down to Uruguay.
Really?
Which is not good for my sweepstakes because I'm about to lose a team.
That's funny.
But no,
Come on, son.
I quite like this. What's your favourite accent? There you go, from the UK.
Oh,
Without
Somerset.
blow my own trumpet. Somerset. I do actually like the Welsh accent.
Yeah.
I like not a strong Scouse accent, like fucking hell, mate. I like a tame Scouse accent, like fucking. I like a tame Scouse accent, and then I do like the Yorkshire accent.
What about Newcastle?
I was about to say, when it comes to
I actually hate.
Nah, Geordie Gale, not too strong. It's quite nice.
I don't like this Newcastle accent. I think it's because of George Shaw.
True.
I hate it.
But I'd rather watch Geordie Shaw than The Only Way is Essex, because where I'm from, I'm right next to Essex, and I can't stand it. But I mean, it's not dead to do with the person. It's just I generally can't deal with the accent.
Yeah, fucking hate it.
It goes through you, doesn't it?
Newcastle accent.
Newcastle.
Geordie accent.
Manchester.
Manchester, na.
Dorset, Somerset.
Dorset.
Down the fire and
Hey, you got a brand new combine harvester.
Come ride in my trotter.
Trotter.
Oh, the accent thing's such a debate. Like, the amount of people that should go, you're posh, and go, but off. Like, fuck off.
You're posh.
Yeah,
Bosh.
because I'm just like, I don't really know. Like, you'd be similar to me, Alex. Like, we have an accent, but it's not like a strong one. We just speak normally, so get on board.
Yeah, we just speak English.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Do you think I've got a really weird accent?
No, because I'm used to it. But you obviously.
When you first met me,
But you have an accent. We
like,
don't really have an accent.
It's weird. I feel like I talk normal.
Because if you wrote down your sentence, it wouldn't make sense because you can't put in sharp.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everything we don't really have anything distinct like that.
So, like, when you met me, did you think, whoa?
No, because I'm used to it. I keep saying that.
Were you a bit like, what the fuck?
Tiny bit, but it was more. It wasn't the way you said sentences. It was just some of the vocabulary you used. I wouldn't have heard before.
Right.
There was something you said. Can't remember what it was.
I feel like I'm at sometimes I don't even notice accents now. I'm at uni.
No, you won't.
Well, obviously I do, but I just don't think about it too much. I just think of the person speaking.
My mum's gone to me. She's gone like, oh, because I said I know someone from Bradford. She says, what type of stuff did he say? And I'm like, I can't remember because I'm just so used to hearing like sort of bits of slang. In fucking fridge. I like
fridge,
it.
lad.
I like it.
In fridge.
It's just funny going all hours.
Go on train station.
Fucking hell, man.
I think you two will probably meet my mates. We're doing a pub golf thing actually.
Oh, yeah.
You could see if you want to join. We have to find somewhere to stay for you. But I feel like they've probably got stronger accent than me now. But like my mate Miles, he's got a proper fridge like I know, and open front door, and he's got a proper accent.
Some of it reminds me of Wallace and Gromit. I love Wallace and Gromit.
Well, Wallace and Gromit is based around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's why it's me.
Have you seen Wallace and Gromit, the Curse of the Were Rabbit?
I love that.
She's
so
like playing
much.
piano, and
love that.
she's like playing it dramatically. She goes doo-doo-doo, and then he goes, stop that, and she stops playing and goes, mental.
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 What
If
a
you
movie.
want to laugh, if you want a childish laugh, watch
Catch the
Wallace
Bear.
and Gromit. It's so funny. Mental. You want to know that Yorkshire? Just watch that.
Do you remember like this? I don't know if they were shorts or if it was just like a few original movies. Do you remember the one where they went to space?
Yeah, the
No,
moon, the
Orange
cheese.
Rocket.
Yeah, they're all the same. I think they're just like episodes.
That's like the most nostalgic thing for me. So good.
It's just when he used to get woken up in the morning, he'd do like a routine, put his trousers on, just land on his table with his porridge. It's just, it's just well
Yeah.
made. It's,
Cutting the cheese on the moon and the skiing on the.
it's just iconic, isn't it?
What's everyone's favourite or like most nostalgic childhood shows?
Amazing World of Gumball.
Yes, unreal.
Sorry, one minute.
I'm quite dull like that because mine was spent a lot of time. Once I moved on from like Thomas the Tank Engine was little, was just watching SpongeBob a lot, and then it was The Simpsons.
So did people in the UK watch American shows a lot? Did Disney
Gumball's
XD?
American.
Because that
SpongeBob's
was Cartoon
American.
Network, wasn't it?
Yes, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, all of ours. So you could pay for the channels, but
Because like,
I think
because for all my summers when I was in the UK, I would be watching like old English stuff like the Flower Pot Men and all that
what?
on like CBeebies.
Oh
When I
yeah,
was a kid.
CBeebies was good.
But then when I'm back at home, it would just be like Phineas and Ferb. So
I
Phineas and
Phineas
Ferb was
and
like
Ferb.
ingrained
Sick.
into my head. I
Yeah.
love it.
I've never seen it.
What?
No.
Oh,
I
that's a
had
shame.
friends that liked it, but I was never bothered. But I think
Just
like
so good.
you moved on a bit. You went from CBeebies to like Cartoon Network to
Or
Simpsons.
I think-
CBBC was big.
I used to be one of those kids who never had like any like televisions like that. And I think, to be honest, if I had kids, I probably wouldn't actually get like, like television shows you had to pay for.
Yeah.
'Cause there's no
Oh,
point.
it's
and
rip-off, a lot of them.
I think it's good for your kids to not get
No.
used to stuff like that. But there was a time where my mum, she'd never ever pay for stuff like that. But then a time she just bought. She had a Sky package, and for some reason she was quite lucky, and we got all those sort of channels.
Yeah, we have like Sky Sports for years. That was
Yeah.
always quite exciting, but it made it. But in a way, it's like not having something often is great. Like,
Yeah.
I have mates that have like had Sky Sports for years. Like, all right, we'd
You're
have,
just
like,
used to it.
we'd have like a free trial for a week for the rugby, and I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
I can watch Spurs for.
You don't realise how actually good and nice that is,
Yeah.
because you're more appreciative about things in life, and that when you get your kids used to just having everything.
It's the
not
spoil,
good for 'em, is
spoil
it?
thing, isn't it? But it's like imagine if you bought a rich kid a bike, they'd be like, all right. You
Yeah.
bought a poor kid who had never had one before, would be the best day of his life.
I remember in school that I told my mates I only bought like 79p worth of FIFA points, and to me I was really happy with that. And I told my mates,
Yeah.
and they would just laugh at me, and I felt so bad in that moment. And I was like, oh, but really, like,
It's not.
it's sad, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
but people that just laugh at you for stuff like that, and it's like, and really, FIFA points are a big waste of money anyway. But I was just really happy that my mum had bought me like 79p.
You're
and I was really
appreciative in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then my mates like laughed at me, and I was like,
Oh yeah, they've ripped 12,000 through. But you're the one who doesn't waste 80 quid on something that's fuck all.
Literally pixels on a screen.
Yeah.
So-
and it repeats every fucking year.
It was good times to play FIFA, but I never bought that many FIFA points because I just knew that I'd get fuck all every single time. Some people are just fluky like that.
And it is
Always
basic.
come
What
over.
like it gets kids used to basic gambling.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
banned in is it Belgium? Belgium maybe? They banned FIFA points completely. So
I'm
like,
surprised you
can't
can
do
It's
do
it.
it.
literally
Dubai.
gambling.
I'm
You know?
surprised you can do it in Dubai because obviously,
Can you?
Oh yeah.
yeah, but obviously you can't like go to the casino on GTA
No.
and stuff. It's mad.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I do miss gaming days though.
Always.
Proper gaming days. Was
Yeah, where like gaming
Life was
was
so
just
good.
absolutely really fun.
Prime Fortnite was actually
Yeah.
sick.
She set up till 4 a.m. playing that sort of thing. It was just good time.
Yeah, well, like Prime Fortnite. was
Warzone in lockdown.
Like
was
me and you,
so
us three went
good.
on Siege the other day for like half an hour, and it was fun for like half an
And
hour,
then you
but
lose
then we were
interest.
just a bit bored. Wasn't
Yeah.
we?
I ended up cancelling the Xbox Live Gold here because I was like, I don't play Xbox. I haven't played Xbox since, I don't think. I only use it for like Sky.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. I'll just sit there and play Flight Simulator by myself.
That makes me laugh.
That
I
game
haven't got my controller.
fascinates me though, because how the fuck did they, you know, like you
How
like
does
do an
an
update.
Xbox run that?
Yeah. How many gigabytes? Like,
So you got the new Xbox on, yeah?
It is sick.
I do not. So
So,
Yeah. And I don't. None of my mates have got it, so what's the point?
I thought about getting like the Series S. But I was
And people are like, oh, how have you got this console? Or why have you got this one? I have my console because my friends have it. That's
This
it.
is always the debate. Like, what do you like Xbox more than PlayStation? It's like, yeah, because like only one of my friends
you,
was on
you
PlayStation.
want the one with your most friends on it. That's
Yeah.
just how it is.
Oh, I tried to convince one of my mates to get Xbox for years, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it this Christmas." Just didn't happen. Heartbroken. Still not going.
Yeah, I got my Xbox for Christmas, and I loved it until I left for uni, and then it was like,
It's just there, isn't it?
I'm not gonna touch this.
I do get how people enjoy it because it's just not a productive thing, is it?
No.
But I think I'd love gaming if I was getting paid for it. Like I get why people stream because it is
esports,
fun.
That's a whole new thing, isn't it? Esports is coming in.
I was thinking I wouldn't really get into that. But say when people just stream
straight.
and just
Yeah,
and they get paid, I'd do that because
Mm.
it's kind of is productive, isn't
If
it?
you've not got uni,
Yeah, exactly.
or if you've got a job where you've got loads of time
To do it, that sort of
sat
thing.
at home, it's great.
I'm not gonna lie. If I had a big social media platform, I'd jump straight into streaming
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
immediately.
It's
If people enjoyed seeing your face and what you say and what you do, I'd
like
jump straight. into streaming.
Games only really get boring when you're playing them, but you're thinking about
other things to
things.
do. That's
Like-
what it is.
like,
I'd
I'm
love to-
gaming, but I could be outside right now, or I could be working.
Yeah,
Then it's just not fun anymore.
yeah. That's why I really want to make a return to like enjoying gaming, but I only want to do it when it actually benefits me.
Yeah.
Because then I will thoroughly enjoy it again.
Like,
Because I'd love it
okay,
if like us three and all my mates stuff could just jump back into gaming and we was all getting something from
Could
it,
be
but
what-
we'd all just be on it, just thinking about
Like,
the
oh,
rest of our lives.
we haven't done this work.
Yeah.
I've got to be ready to do this later.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It takes so much away from the fun of it. Like I feel like if you substitute the time you spend sat down watching Netflix for gaming, it might be really fun. But you need to put more time aside to game
Yeah.
than you do to just chuck something on
And
Netflix.
I think it's less of relaxation playing games because you can
Yeah,
get annoyed at
exactly.
it. Whereas you can
Yeah,
sit on
yeah.
Netflix and just pass out.
Yeah, you can watch Peaky Blinders while you make your dinner. That's what I've been
Happy
doing.
days, yeah.
See, I'm
So you
struggling to
can't
watch
game.
telly at the moment because I've got into that mind of like trying to occupy my sleep, and obviously, it's just another form of dopamine, dude. It doesn't send you to sleep. No, it doesn't send me to sleep. So I have to read.
Ah.
I have to read, and I've gotten a lot better at reading it. I read like every night now.
I'm like the opposite for some reason. You know they talk about like, oh, you can't watch your phone before you go to sleep. I have to have my phone. It's probably a bad thing, but I have
It's-
to have my phone to fall
it's-
asleep on YouTube.
Blue light is bad for you.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
bed.
It also
But
like
you can turn that off.
it
and-
can send you to sleep, but it also actually affects your sleep.
Yeah, I imagine. Oh, I because I sleepwalk as well, so it's probably not a good thing for me to be focusing just before we.
Yeah.
go
Do you
to
still do that?
Yeah.
I did it yesterday.
Did it yesterday?
What do your flatmates catch you?
No, I didn't leave my room. I just sit up and talk to myself. And it's like people think you're asleep. It's not really make sense. You're asleep, but you know what's going on in a way.
Yeah, it's
You're
kind of like
dreaming,
you're
but you're
really
That's mad
tired,
because
I
I used to sleepwalk really bad, but I had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
Like my mum has caught me once. I just walked into the main living room. What? And my mum and dad were like, "Yeah, Michael," and walked into the corner and just started pissing. So it's just me awake, and I just went to that corner. So my dad was like, "What the fuck, Michael?"
Fucking way.
Last night, I kind of forgot.
My brother was 10 times worse.
What was it?
He had, I think I've already told you, he had nightmares, but
Oh.
he had night terrors.
My brother did.
And once he woke up and there was a clown, and the clown was in his face
Yes.
and just laughing. And and he's awake for this, and that's what you can generally see. So imagine a clown just there, just laughing at you.
Mm.
Oh,
I don't know if I've probably told you the story about 8 times, but to tell you I had sleep paralysis for once, first time in my life.
when was that?
I've only had
It
it
was
once.
about a month before uni. Freakiest
Oh,
shit
wow.
I've ever had in my life. Literally, I had this dream because it was this absolute prick at school, right? And we just knew something going on. In my dream, we were like, just started having like a wrestle and a fight, and I basically woke up being pinned down, and I literally woke up, my eyes up, I just couldn't move. Luckily, it lasted like 10 seconds. I literally physically had my eyes up, and my body could not move. Some people have it for like a minute, and you start hallucinating. It's the freakiest shit.
I haven't hallucinated with it, but I've had it once where my eyes are open. I know I'm here. I can't move.
It's horrible.
I can't lift my legs up. Can't lift my arms up.
Yeah.
Really weird. Have you ever like slept on your arm, so your arm's gone dead?
Yeah.
I've woken up with a completely dead arm. There's absolutely no nerves working in that arm. So obviously I don't even know where it is when I'm moving it around. Fucking hand lands on my face. I'm like, what the? That is just someone else's hand to me. The most terrifying experience of my life. It was horrendous. Someone else's hand is just so bad.
That makes me laugh so much.
Terrifying.
Oh my.
Because it does feel like someone else's hand. So weird.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I've done the thing where you have me phone like that up in there and I've just dropped it on my face.
Oh,
Gives
yeah.
me hand in there. It's worst pain ever.
That's so funny.
Yeah, sleepwalking's weird. It's like it's always like, because some people have like a positive one. I don't. It's like a fucking nightmare. I wake up and go, oh my god, where am I? Where are they gone? And then suddenly you're just like, you're in your room. Calm down. Go back to sleep.
I had like my first good dream for like to the point when I say, obviously it's not true, like I have had nice dreams, but to the point where like genuinely 98% of my dreams are bad or just me in pain, in terror or something, and then 3% it'll just be something nice.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I've never ever people. I don't get. I feel I'm jealous. How do you have a nice dream?
I miss the days where I used to have dreams where I'd be like on holiday in an airport or something. I don't get that anymore. Sometimes I just wake up some freaky shit happening.
Yeah, it's horrible.
No, I feel like nightmares is something you kind of grow out of. But like the other day, I'd say it's I just had like when you're falling asleep and suddenly you get tripped over. I had one where I like fell out of my bed and something was crawling towards me. And I just jumped up and like shouted out. What's going on?
True. I don't have like really, really, really scary dreams. I just have dreams where I'm just end up being uncomfortable or just in pain or just like.
It's weird that we're talking about this now because Sophia woke up last night having a dream, and she's shouting,
Screaming.
not really like shouting like, "Oh no, I've got to like check on this person," and then she's crying because of a dream. I've never seen that before, but apparently it's really regular with loads of people.
Oh yeah.
It's just I've never had anything like that. So
My brother, Danny will actually like he'll just wake up and go, like scream in his lungs, and Danny will be like, it's okay. And she's like talking and stuff.
So I'm quite used to now because like every single night you'd hear it. My mum would wake up, go, "Oh no, I've lost my passport," or something like that, and you'd hear my dad go, "For fuck's sake, you're dreaming." Like, every single night. Like, yeah, there she goes again. In fact,
My dad sounds like Voldemort.
the boy who lived.
The boy who lived. My dad every night mumbles in his sleep. Yeah.
It's a weird thing. I don't know. Dreams always mess with my head because it's like, how do you explain the concept of a dream to someone? Like your brain works while you're.
Is it like are your eyelids a green screen or something?
Maybe. You just stare into that jumper. Nah, it's a freaky old thing, man.
Dream bitch.
Dream bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. Like what are you seeing? And think about it. Like, I don't know, you think of asleep as you just this complete blackness, and it is darkness, sorry, but really think about it, your eyes are constantly seeing, aren't they?
And you leave your body for a bit, which is kind of
It's
a weird
just
thing
your
to
brain stops listening to your eyes, and because your eyes are just staring at the back of your eyelids.
But it's weird that
Yeah, but where do you
for a
go?
while.
Where?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? Where do you go? Is it your brain stop listening? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know people who sleep with their eyes open.
Under the sea?
Yeah,
No. Still asleep.
yeah.
They're not conscious
guinea pig used to do.
of their eyes, basically.
That's the thing.
It's like someone snips behind them.
You know, like people go, "Oh, what happens when you die?" Technically speaking, but no one questions when you fall asleep. Where'd you go? You're just not there. Like it could be exactly the same thing.
I'm not scared of death.
I was for a while. Like if I sit down to myself and go, "I'm gonna die," and I think about it and go, "Fucking hell, I'm gonna die one day." It's quite freaky. But
When I was a kid, I was genuinely terrified of it. I remember I spent like a few weeks just crying every night of the thought of death.
Yeah.
When I was like really young, I was genuinely terrified. And then I was just on a complete switch. I think death will actually be really peaceful.
in a way, you might I'm not going to say you might want it when you're older, but it's like you'll be ready for it. You might have done everything you need to do in life. It'll be fine.
I guess I'm peaceful, like, because I know the path I'm going on. I feel like the path I'm going on in life is that I'm trying to achieve something, and no matter what happens, I tried it with my heart, and I'll just be happy with what I've done and what I've done. And I've also come, and I'm going to try, and I realise even though I'm trying to achieve things in life, I can't push away the people that I love. So as long as I don't do that, I know I'll die peacefully.
I hate quoting song lyrics here, but it's like there's a song that goes, "I'd pay a high price to have no regrets, be done with my life." Happy days. You'd be done. Everything's achieved. You're not worried about anything anymore. I can die now.
I feel like if I've got kids and they're in a good spot, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the meaning of life, isn't it? Well, to some people.
Essentially, yeah.
You turn up.
Yeah,
have
like
a few children out.
I know I definitely don't want kids now, but I know I need to get myself in a situation where like I can just raise them comfortably and
Yeah.
Well, when you're a millionaire from this podcast,
get us rich. I can have kids
we
easy,
are
please.
millionaires from this podcast.
oh, what a time it'll be. Yeah, no. It's a mental thing to think about, though. Deep thoughts. I've never got into like a lot of people think about space a lot, and I find it really fascinating, but I just don't know enough about it.
90% of my day is
I
just
try not to
thinking
think about space because all I want to do is get in a spaceship and fly off. But obviously, I don't have the technical means to do that. So
just build a little rocket. Happy days.
yeah, because space really fascinates.
It's a freaky old thing to think with just this little ball floating around, always.
Nothingness.
Amazing.
And space is expanding. Yeah, cheers. I won't think about that for
how
now.
far away things are.
There's no escape.
You can't actually fathom how far things are.
No.
Yeah.
Because I think there must be an end. I said this. It can't be going forever.
Well,
Surely there's an end.
And I don't want to be
There
like.
is an edge of the observable universe. We can't observe any further than that.
No, we're gonna go what we know.
That's it. I don't want to like be egotistical and like think I'm better than someone, but it's just amazing what people don't fathom sometimes. Like people just think their lives in Yeovil Town, their lives in fucking New Jersey is the world. They don't think about what's the capital of Paris? Germany.
Yeah.
Like some of these people, they don't fathom like what we actually are. Forget about all we've done is named this earth, named everything. Think about just anything. They just don't fathom things. They don't think about it. They just think how big
I
the
think
universe is.
learning about history and stuff like that is really fascinating to me because you're just like, oh shit, you learn it. Blimey, I never knew it.
I think
mine.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Why would you not want to learn that kind of stuff?
Yeah, and I think people just think of somewhere, oh, that's a shithole, I'm not going there. But when I went to Romania, Bucharest, I think, yes, there are parts of it which are a bit shit, but the absolute history of that is incredible. Like, I learnt so much about Dracula. Because he's from there.
I think one of the
I went to his royal family's like house.
Hang on, he was a real person. I thought he was just created in Dracula.
Yeah, well, no. Yeah, so Dracula.
Educate me, sir.
Dracula thing.
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, Vlad the
He
basically, they wanted him out, these people in North Romania.
Okay.
And they started sending, but he was good for keeping away the Crusaders. I forgot the name.
Mm-hmm.
He was good in battle, you see, because basically at the bottom of Romania is just a forest, and these people, I forgot the name. They were coming in to invade Romania, and he actually hung all the people who were criminals and stuff in this forest, like 20,000 dead bodies hung up in them. And this army obviously have to walk through this forest, and then they just turned around because they were just walking through dead body, and they turned. And basically, a lot of people at the top were just like, they didn't like how he wore, and they were writing emails to West Europe, saying he's the devil spawn, he drinks blood, and they were saying stuff like.
That's not enough.
Yeah, we've lost a camera. Don't know why.
We run out of battery.
Yeah, low battery.
Technical faults.
Oh well. Just wait, but just put it.
Is it both? I don't know. That one gone?
Oh, that one has just gone.
That one has also gone.
That was on about 2 minutes ago.
All I need to do is.
He mentions the devil.
So we'll just do 5 more minutes and then.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up on that.
One mention of Dracula and suddenly it's gone.
Scary. Yeah, well, one of the areas I think people are the most naive about the universe is people who don't accept that there's other living
Yes, this
things.
is
The chance of us being the only sentient planet is
Oh,
just is
But it's also
so low. It's
but
insane.
What is life? Life form could be completely different to us. It's not easy to grasp.
A conscious is how I think of it.
But I think the best way I've been taught about it is something about David Attenborough, I think so. I got told about this, so I don't actually know exactly. But essentially, there's I think to be the worst knowledge in the world. Sorry, I need to move out of the way. Keep going. I'm shovel. There's an insect that is completely blind, so I can't see anything that's going around it.
worms?
Is it worms?
I know they don't
Worms?
have sight. Pretty sure.
Maybe. And it's like they'll have no concept of everything going on around them. So how do we know there's something we can't see or is completely going around us?
Well, there's
know what it is.
Yeah. There's
Well,
dark matter.
our whole planet could be an atom in another planet.
We could be in a little like glass container.
Yeah.
People watching us in a museum. You know.
Yeah.
People watching
amazing.
this podcast on different planets. I mean, that is pretty good.
No, we're not. True, we just don't pick it up.
Yeah. It is good. Mental concepts. Yeah.
I know what you mean, though.
One day we should do an episode where we have a list of things to talk about in the universe, and then we can actually go through it properly because it's too there's too much to just have it on the top of your head.
It's quite exotic that I'm not exactly completely knowledgeable.
Yeah, but you don't have to be that knowledgeable in it to appreciate it.
Oh,
That's
no,
the
I don't
thing.
really-
We
I
could
always
talk about
appreciate-
it for hours,
Yeah.
hours and hours.
No, to finish that story, the story with Vlad the Impaler. But yeah, a lot of people in North Romania like wanted him out, and they sent him over, and they sent emails to Western thingy, and they just made a whole media embargo that he was well, not media, but like, you know, that he was Dracula, and then someone, I think it was an Irish writer, picked up on it and then made a novel on it, and now he's one of the biggest fictional characters.
Yeah.
Have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Karen.
No, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
it.
His history is fascinating, isn't it?
Just the world is amazing.
Nice.
I wish I was David Attenborough.
He's so cool.
The day he leaves this planet will be a very sad day.
Yes.
I'd love to I just want to travel the world, and I'd love to get one of those you know how you see people with those massive lenses that cost like 10 grand, and just sit in a camouflage tent and just photograph and video animals.
It's wild. That's a whole other one, isn't it?
One day we're all going to Africa.
And we've got
I don't know if you watched it. Did you see anything on that Joe Weller went to the Amazon for like 9 days?
check that.
Yeah, I haven't
Sorry.
watched it yet because it got like
It's
no
on.
views.
1 minute 50, 51, 52. It's
Yeah,
recorded.
Am I like head high?
Ugly as ever.
Thank you.
Surprised. Yeah, you're fine. Like I was watching that thinking, you don't appreciate how much we have in this little area. Just being able to live in town. We don't live in the wild where we're constantly in fear that we're going to get impaled or something like that. It's just incredible what that goes through. And it's just a constant battle for every single animal in the wild.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? They're literally in constant warfare.
Yeah. There's no end. There's no peace day. No, nice little weekend.
Yeah, the Amazon is
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
They do not have a conceivable like time or days. They just wake up.
They just wake up.
They
and
just become aware and then go hunt and like they don't chill.
eat or get eaten.
They don't think, oh, it's Saturday today. There's no Saturday. There's no, it's just.
It's like the mind of a dog. A dog has no idea what's going on around him when you have him in your house. Well, they do in a part, partially.
They know when you're coming home. That's
They
it.
do, and they know when
And they're a bit happy at the weekend because you stay home all day.
Yeah, but they don't have any concept of just time. Well, maybe I don't know. That's another thing. How do different animals' brains work?
I think dogs are getting smarter,
Most likely.
and I think they're definitely understanding. Like, I think they're starting to have a lot more personality. Have you met staffies? The amount of personality they have. And huskies.
The relationship
drama queens.
between dogs and humans. I've been reading about this in Sapiens. It's like from Neanderthals. We've had dogs as pets.
Yeah.
And they'll constantly become more and more accustomed to human life.
Yeah, and then now to get things from. Why do you think they have those little eyes? Those little cute little eyes. Because it makes you like, I need to.
And we've created some fucking mutants of dogs.
Yeah.
Why do pugs exist? They should not exist.
Imagine
they
that.
can't even breed.
Yeah.
Little dogs aren't for me.
I feel sorry for them.
I mean,
Yeah. But some little dogs, like the ones that just yap and just bark and just hate everything.
sausage dogs. They just live for a bit and then get cancer. They all just get
no,
sick.
Not Rudy and Uma.
They just get sick. Like,
True, I'm much more of a
we're such a shit species.
medium-sized medium, large dog.
Got a
Yeah.
Large.
A Labrador happy dog.
Like that.
I don't.
That's
I
a
don't
good dog.
Yeah, I don't think I could have a dog that's like this big.
I couldn't have a
think,
Great Dane.
Like
no.
a dog like this, like a staff.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't have a Great Dane, but a Labrador's nice.
Yeah.
Um,
I think personally, I want a staffy when I'm older.
I want a King Charles Spaniel.
Right.
Not a very
But-
big one.
Personally, I'm gonna go to
Sorry, a big one.
when I do get a dog. I'm just gonna go to a rescue centre.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Don't
there's
buy
some-
dogs.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
buying
we-
dogs is just not what we
We
need
only did
today.
it because we knew someone who had like ones to breed them.
And yeah,
Again, I
I'd
don't regret
I'd never breed because there's just so many dogs that are out that they find in forests, and
Yeah,
they ain't got enough room for them.
Mm. I think it's also no one seems to consider that when they go like look at new puppies. Like you're taking all the children away from a mother dog. Like it's quite a sad thing to think
Weird
about.
thing, innit?
Yeah.
But are they accustomed to it? No.
Maybe if you have many letters, but it must
They
be a
exist to be
horrible
bred,
thing.
and it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it morally wrong to have dogs? Noted. Never have any pets. Can't win.
They are man's best friend, though.
They are.
Or woman's best friend. It's a
Woo-man.
progressive world.
I had a dream the other day actually, because obviously like we're like talking about separation stuff, and like some animals are bred to kill, to be killed and ate,
Indeed.
cows and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, for some reason I was in this manufacturing dream, and I was just watching cows get sent from this farm, hung. So these I was in the countryside, and these cows were like on this wire with a rope below them, and they were hanging off,
Oh, God.
getting pulled along this wire.
Sounds like a Pink Floyd video.
And then they'd get sent into the factory, and obviously they'd get chopped up and
It's
dead
probably
and
not that dissimilar.
cooked. And it's not that different, is it? But it was just this new way to breed cows, and I was like,
Yeah,
what?
I really
the
hope
fuck?
this isn't foreshadowing.
Huh?
I hope this isn't foreshadowing to some plan you've got.
Yeah.
No, what? I'm.
This is how the
Tony's,
podcast
I'm like-
ends. We're gonna
Michael.
I
breeds
get
cows.
vegans and vegetarian. I get it.
I have considered vegetarian because I feel like if everyone had to either watch all the animals die or have to kill the animals to die, no one would eat meat. No
And
chance.
well, if you think about it, you do. When I talk about marketing stuff, everything is marketing and hiding things. Why do you think they call meat meat?
Something like that, yeah.
It's not because it is meat. It's because they're not going to call it on a package dead animal.
Oh, we're gonna eat Gary the cow.
We're not
Dead
going to
animal.
eat this dead animal. They're calling it. You're going to eat this meat, which makes you not think about
Yeah, they
the
don't call
dead
it cow,
animal.
they call it beef.
yeah, exactly. And bacon. They're like, oh, this is dead pig.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this is. Well, they do call turkey to be fair.
Yeah, but it's such a strange concept. You just kind of you're 4 years old and you're eating something that's dead, that's been killed for you. It's like, oh, yeah, apparently you don't even need it either. We can survive off. What's
Yeah,
it,
we can.
omnivore?
Yeah, you can get protein from other stuff.
It's just obviously people are so accustomed to it.
But when you think about it, even if you eat plants, something has to die for you to eat. So that everything you eat in life.
Yeah. And I think if I was rich enough, I'd definitely, if I was still going to keep on eating meat, I'd eat an animal. I'd eat from more sustainable, nice way, because the way they do treat the animals now is
It's
fucked.
called battery chickens, battery something like that, battery cage or something like that. Where that's where you always get free range eggs.
I have a view on something, but I just don't want to say it. I just really don't agree with. I'm not going to bring it up. I really don't agree with a certain way.
Michael hates
A
every
certain
single
way.
foreigner.
Certain people kill certain animals, and they say it's okay, and it's sold in everywhere. Because they pray around it, and apparently it's fine, even though it's killed upside down.
Cows.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Don't bring it up
No,
because it was shit, but it's fucked.
Would you like to
Yeah.
specify if this is cows or pigs?
It's. I think. Well, it's both, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I
That's
think.
like a broke.
But they act like it's okay that they kill it that way.
Oh, they're still animals.
Well,
That's the makeup,
well,
aren't
cows are sacred in India and I
they?
think Pakistan and Bangladesh.
It depends on it.
I don't know.
It's different cultural things. It's
So that they don't kill them or eat them.
True. Oh yeah, it's probably not then.
I think in India they believe cows are reincarnations of people.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. So they're sacred.
I have a belief. I don't believe in reincarnation, but I am a believer that we are everything. You are the dead, dying dying embers of stars from a million years ago. So we are this. We all are one.
But yeah, we all come from the same
Same thing.
stuff.
Mm.
This microphone is me.
Yeah.
Actually,
You're
yeah.
me, you little cunt.
I actually made like a little point like that. This isn't going to make any more sense to you because I tried to explain this to my mum when I was about 10. Right? You are you, right? You're a human. but physically, I'm not saying someone, but something had to be that phone, that wallet.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to explain it, but like,
No, I get what's going
that's
on.
Yeah.
a thing. That's not a human, but it had to exist.
Yeah.
Maybe someone is that wallet. I don't know.
Yes, I know what you mean, because obviously, like, I don't know how to say
wallet
this
has leather,
without
which comes from
sounding like an
cows,
idiot. Like dead. Like, think about it. It is dead fossils that become oil, isn't it? Like, it's fossils, isn't it?
It's fossil fuels.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Because that fuel was a dead dinosaur, which is a thing.
Millions of years ago, yeah.
Which is just like us.
What's like the
Well,
ground?
it's like everything under the ground. It's like the contents of.
Yeah, it's just rising and rising and rising.
I'm seeing and like.
But it's amazing that the atoms that formed this planet millions of years ago, billions of years ago, that were just this was just a fiery mess of magma and rock, and then just every little thing, the butterfly effect has just got us to this exact point.
Yeah.
If one little thing was different back then, it'd be a completely different world right now.
Yeah. It's like if someone had shot Franz Ferdinand before the First World War, where would the world stand now?
Yeah, it would be
It's
completely different.
Everything. That's why I think everything happens for a reason.
Well, look at 9/11 and airport security after that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like in a sad way, some things have to happen for better things to be invented, that sort of thing.
Well, a million people have to sprint.
Also,
to-
2,000 people died in 9/11. They would all have kids by now.
Yeah.
Who would all be in schools. They would have taken places away from other people in schools.
Who would have?
So you think about how much would actually be different right now. And also, if 9/11 hadn't happened, it was 2001. I wouldn't have been born without 9/11
Nope.
because of my whole testicle theory that I explained in class.
Oh, yeah, no,
Ah,
no,
right.
no,
The
no,
butterfly
he's not
effect
wrong,
is
he isn't wrong.
like the butterfly effect is so.
He believes that if his dad would have taken maybe a second out of his life, maybe another sperm and his dad's bollocks would have beat Alex too.
Yeah, which is
A good thing.
which is I'm 99.99% sure that
That is exactly.
If
that is-
your dad
yeah.
decided, oh,
And if
sorry,
it
I wanna
didn't
tug them out
happen, it'd
in
have
the
been some
shower.
freak
Yeah.
chance.
if-
If it did, if you were still the person to be chosen, it'd be some freak.
yeah,
accident.
it would be incredibly unlikely that I would be born if 9/11 hadn't happened, because that would have, my dad would have had days off work that he didn't have off work,
Yeah.
which
without
would have
9/11
affected
and
different ways. And
they wouldn't have had
well,
sex
think
that
about it.
night. I wouldn't have been born.
We didn't do this podcast. We'd have had a different day today.
Imagine if I'd
Yeah,
have
exactly.
said no to this and gone home.
Yeah,
What would
we'd
it
just-
look like?
Yeah, we
Different
would never have
conversation.
had these conversations.
I've affected your life forever. You've affected my life forever.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
and I don't think I'm
Oh.
going to forget this for a very
Stop
long time.
expanding my mind.
This is like this is our first
No.
big conversation as a trio on the
yeah.
podcast. I'm going to remember this for ages, especially if this kicks off. This will be revolutionary.
I know, it's a mind.
We will be famous.
Mm.
Oh, but imagine the population of the world if there's 2 world wars hadn't happened.
Yeah,
How much?
be
what,
completely
like-
different. Also, we've just hit 8 million.
Yeah.
8 billion, sorry.
8 billion.
8 billion people on the planet.
Congratulations,
Amazing.
lads. We've lived between the 7.
Why is Elon Musk marketing that the population's going down? Why is he saying that?
No, it
Dunno.
can't be.
And I've heard a lot of people saying that he's actually promoting a lot of bad things. But then, obviously, a lot of people believe him. Well, obviously, because he's a really smart guy.
At the same time, he's trying to
That-
get us
my
to Mars,
girlfriend,
so I
she
respect him.
doesn't like him at all.
No, a lot of people don't. I'm kind of just, I don't know enough about it. I'm one of those.
Yeah, I'm not educated enough on it. I
Because you know we
don't
talk
know.
about sheep. Like a lot of people just hear someone's opinion and they'll go, right,
Yes.
that's it. That's,
Yeah, because
that's
on the
my
people on
opinion.
the podcast,
And
they're like,
they'll
no,
live
the
by that.
population's going down. They were like, oh, really? Wow,
That's
wow,
it.
is that? Yeah. And they didn't question it at all.
If you went to be the population go down, I'd be like, are you sure? You know, it's like a
Yeah,
debate.
it's like, I don't know.
There's no think
like-
for yourself. It's unbelievable.
And I personally believe he's bought Twitter so he can get his opinions more
Oh, yeah.
accustomed to
He's
it.
just
So he
like-
can market himself a bit more.
Incredible. It's easy to do though if you've got that type of money.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I think market. Yeah. Market. I think market. When you're rich, money makes the world run. But yeah.
It's the British way of saying.
An hour and
Yeah, it's-
40. Jesus
Oh, yeah.
Christ.
Exactly.
100 minutes,
I've got a
exactly.
lot of editing to do.
Bloody hell,
Jesus.
bloody hell.
Right, guys. That is my longest podcast ever. Well done.
And it didn't even. We were just talking,
Yeah.
chatting, absolutely.
We said to Jake, it'd be 20 minutes.
Oh no, I know. Actually, to be fair, I was getting into it. I was like, I ain't letting this stop. It's good fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. though.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it. I'm so happy you actually chose to do it.
Sick.
Yeah. It's fucking I'm definitely gonna post this actually. It's good to be back, guys. I fucking love podcasting.
So good.
Episode 13. Don't have my co-host Nathan today. I've got 2 new boys here. Alex Waring from Debut and Jacob Brownless from Stevenage, mate.
Wait.
Fucking London. Mag.
Whoa,
It's really
whoa.
not
It's
London,
not in
though, is
London.
Is it not?
No, it's
No.
above London. I hate London. We're above London. They're like south to us, man.
Alright, sorry.
How dare you, man?
Subscribe, share about. Girls, fucking massive. I'm gonna make some clips and stuff.
Fucking
and get us
massive.
about.
Have it.
If you like hearing us, then keep listening. I'll chat to you all in a bit.
Fucking yes, guys. Bosh. Oh,
I'm still getting a bit mad. Oh, okay.